So Dan Hemmert is with us. He is the majority whip of the Utah State Senate.
So how the bill works is you're in the hospital or you're somewhere. Mm-hmm. You've either had a miscarriage or an abortion, and you can choose. Do I want these remains cremated or buried, and take them that way? If you don't choose, then the hospital has to dispose of them, as they always have.
It sounds like this is unnecessary then. If you already have the choice to do it and the hospital takes care of it, or I'm sure now you can say, I would like those remains and I would like to bury them, or I don't understand why this is necessary.
It's the latter part that's not an option. You don't have the ability to say, I want those remains and I want to go do something with this. So this bill does give you the choice to have access to the remains. And go.
So right now you can't say to the hospital, have to. And if a woman has a miscarriage at home, what is she going to do there?
That's heartbreaking enough.
I mean, what's going to happen there?
And it is actually a miscarriage at home that's inspired this bill. The sponsoring legislator tells the story about there was some remains in the bed and they wanted to bury them and weren't given that option.
All right. Nice to have you on, and it's been a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for being nice.
Yep.
This is 53rd South Holiday Boulevard.
Thank you. Now off to the Capitol. Oh, geez. There's a Far Side episode right there. Oh, yes. Okay, you'll have to scrub that because that's pretty close. Yellow to red light.
Navigate society. These children on the waiting list are not going away. They are only growing up. A small accommodation today could help prevent bigger...
You're following me again. Really? Camera off? No, this is not. I didn't ask for this. There's going to be the day in the life of a state senator on some...
Fun.
What are you saying?
Okay, the motion before us to approve the minutes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Set.
You were on, I don't know my bill count, but I think we're a little lower on the actual bill count this session. Regular session. I think we're still...
Hi, who are you?
He's with the Senate.
I'm sorry. I'm like, wait a minute, he's standing right here.
She's the director of the Utah Medical Association. I'm running a bill that I would like their support on. And so she asked if I have language so she could look at it to take it to her board of directors. And I said, I actually have it sitting on my desk. So I'm going to go grab it, copy it, and bring it back down. There's no staff. We have so we have an intern who helps us, but for the most part, we have no staff. Okay, if you don't like the bill now, wait till Karen does her presentation on her bill, because she is basically going to say doctors are killing people, and that's why we need this in place. Okay? Mine says they aren't killing people, let them make the decisions. That's okay. Mayor Reese is really upset. So I talked to Evan.
Yes.
Are you okay if we make all those changes running the bill?
Yeah, I'll work with you and then help you out on
So this gentleman deals with education. He does a lot with education. At first, he and Senator Vickers, who sits next to me, really didn't like my bill. And this is part of the political process. We met with them. We talked about the issues they had. We're incorporating those into my bill. And now he's willing to sponsor my bill in the House because we've addressed all his concerns. Which is, that's how the legislative process works, is compromise. It's working with different stakeholders, getting different points of view, and modifying your bill to something that everyone can feel good about. One time, I was driving to a town hall, similar to now, and actually in the same area, in the north end of Utah County, and I was late, like I am right now, and I was low on gas, like I am right now, and I actually ran out of gas on the side of the road. And so I had to get out of the car, walk to a gas station, buy one of those little tanks, fill it up at the pump, and walk back to my car and get fuel in it. While I was doing that, I got gasoline all over my hands. And so I showed up at the town hall. It actually wasn't a town hall. We were going to meet with the city council, Cedar Hills City Council. So there's a bunch of people in the audience. The council was up on the
podium, stand, whatever. And just the whole room just smelled like gasoline, really strongly. And everyone was getting high on the fumes. And it starts in 3 minutes.
We got time.
Yeah, we're good. It's totally fine. We'll be there in plenty of time. I do think we do take all this stuff way too seriously, though. We are too concerned about decorum. We want to be viewed as public, perfect people, and I actually think that's not great. I think we should be more comfortable just being people. Like, we screw up, we make mistakes. You know, the biggest things that we deal with at the state is we fund education. We don't decide what goes on in the classroom. This is what we get beat up about all the time. And I think it's really misunderstood. Literally, this is my goal, to not have anyone yell at me. That's my goal. If no one yells at me, this will be a success.
But that puts it out of your control.
Yeah, it is out of my control. That's still my goal. My definition of success is setting goals that you can control. My hope is that no one yells at me.
Looked to as one of the more fiscally conservative members of the legislature.
I'm asking our federal delegation to talk to HUD and the FAA about raising the bar on what constitutes an emotional support animal. I have nothing against emotional support animals, but a gentleman in Massachusetts was able to get beer because it has yeast, which is a living organism, declared an emotional support animal. And that's kind of ridiculous.
Absolutely. There's a lot of ways to deal with it. So tax reform at the end of the day, I'm going to boil it down to a very simple thing. And I know that's kind of convoluted and all over the place, but bottom line is there's lots of ways to skin the cat and affect what we were trying to affect, and we'll keep working on it. I just want to point out that all these sketchy bills you're asking about are House bills. I'm just kidding.